श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यालपविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालपविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालपविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालपविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालपविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालपविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार Sorry, I spaced out. Nityalapavishtam Vishnupada Shatara Shatashma Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalapavishtam Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityalapavishtam Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityalapavishtam Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannathas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shard Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Surup Damodar Rai Ramanantari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nam Achay Shila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Braja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jai Shri don't think it's Mahadvarashi in Vrindavan today. Anyway, Shri Akadashi Titi ki jai, but which Akadashi is it? Anyhow, Jai Shri Devananda Pandit ki jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Mayuko Bhagavat Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Bhudev Shoti Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Prakash Aranya Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedānta Svāmī Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindayai Tulsi Devai Priyayai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Rukmini Didi, Champak Mataji, and all the devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook, and also all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayade Prabhu, Ananta Pradayani, Krishna Rose, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, everybody else, Dandavat Pranams. So today will be kind of a short reading because I don't have my charger with me. It's somewhere else, and my computer is at 25%, and my computer battery doesn't last very long anymore. So well, let's see how much we get through. But yeah, I thought we could continue reading on from this series written by Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī Prabhupāda. We already read the first 3. It's called Bhagavāner Kathā, the message of Godhead. He wrote this for the Gaudiya Patrika, and so they were published serially in the issues of Rays of the Harmonist. So, Champak Mataji, do I need a new battery? No, this battery works well enough. I just need to charge it a lot, that's all. But, thanks for asking. Alright, so, okay, let's begin. Oh, and today is Devananda Pandit's disappearance day, and the disappearance day of all these acharyas, all these associates of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. But I didn't look at the calendar before I started, and I'd already... Anyways, let's just begin with this, and maybe we could read a little bit about Devananda Pandit afterwards. Okay, so we're beginning the 4th Bhagavāner Kathā article. This is from Rays of the Harmonist number 11, Kartik 2002. Page 38. Okay. I haven't read this yet myself. Okay, Bhagavāner Kathā, the message of Godhead. By Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī Śrīla Prabhupāda. Continued from the previous issue. Should we look where the previous issue left off? Since it's being continued from that. Let's look very quickly. So the previous issue, what were the last things that Śrīla Prabhupada said in the previous issue? Śrīla Prabhupada says, the last paragraph says, It is a very difficult affair for the people of the modern world to discover peace by the analytical method of Sankhya Yoga. However, the peace one may obtain through Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga belittles the highest worldly gain or peace in the form of Brahmananda, the bliss experienced by being situated in the nature of Brahman. The development of karma in relation to bhakti never goes in vain or is destroyed. Therefore, to the degree it is performed, that amount will be permanently secured. Even a little performance of bhakti rescues one from the greatest of fears, the bindings of the material world. And it looks like these articles that Śrīla Prabhupada wrote were published in the first year of Gaudiya Patrika. This is from the first year of Gaudiya Patrika's beginning. Okay. On Haribol Sarveshwari Mataji. There is only one process of pure bhakti yoga. The method to expertly engage in buddhi yoga, bhakti yoga, through karma and gyan, is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita alone. When karma is aimed at buddhi yoga, it becomes karma mishra bhakti. Only then is it known as karma yoga. And when gyan is aimed at buddhi yoga, and remember buddhi yoga means bhakti yoga, so when gyan is aimed at buddhi yoga, it becomes gyan mishra bhakti. It is then called gyan yoga. Only that buddhi yoga that is crossed beyond karma and gyan, and remaining uncovered by them, has reached the stage of kevala bhakti, is called shuddha bhakti. Every action, every karma that we perform in this world, be it mundane or in accordance with Vedic standards, produces various results. And as we enjoy the various fruits of this karma, new karma is performed, and new fruits of karma are created. Because these actions also produce various results, they cannot be called karma yoga. Action, karma, and the fruits of action, karma phal, continue to expand like the endlessly spreading branches and sub-branches of a great tree. For those who enjoy the fruits of that great tree, the only result is worldly entanglement. This suffering and impermanence, as dispensed by providence, is the root cause of their distress. Having climbed that tree of worldly entanglement birth after birth, the jiva has become controlled by karma and its fruits. As a result, he repeatedly wanders throughout the 8.4 million higher and lower species of life, being painfully scorched by the threefold miseries. He attains no rest or peace. Yet people have no alternative to relinquishing such karma. They may pretend to renounce all action by accepting the attire of a so-called sannyasi, but they still have to perform various actions to fill their bellies. While considering the plight of his subordinate sannyasis, Sri Shankaracharya said, Udara nimittam bahukritya vesham. One who accepts many types of dress just to fill one's stomach. One accepts many types of dress just to fill one's stomach. What is Narottam Das Thakur says, Artha labha e ashe kapata vaishnava veshe. I've donned the dress of a Vaishnav just to gain some wealth. That's what Narottam Das Thakur writes. The solution is not to renounce karma. The great-hearted Arjuna was a warrior, and his duty was to fight in the war. But he wanted to renounce this duty. He was therefore instructed by Sri Krishna, Niyatang kuru karma tvang karma jyayo hyakarmana sharira yatrapi chate na prasiddhed akarmana. Perform your prescribed duties such as sandhya, chanting of Vedic mantras, and upasana, spiritual practices such as worship of the deity. Because karma is better than inaction, akarma. If you refrain from action, you will not even be able to maintain your body. So that's from Bhagavad Gita 3:8. Shri Krishna instructed Arjuna to always perform his karma according to the tenets of Shastra. Krishna says, by renouncing karma, you will not even be able to maintain your body. If a person who is unqualified for renunciation renounces his prescribed karma, he creates a disturbance for the world. Since one cannot maintain the body without performing action, it is impossible to renounce action. The tree of samsara, or repeated birth and death, develops worldly entanglement in the form of karma and its results. So the jiva has no hope of any peace. For this reason, Shri Krishna has instructed us how to perform karma. Yagyartat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartam karma konteya mukta sangha samachara. O Konteya, all actions other than Nishkam karma offered to Sri Vishnu are a cause of bondage to this world. Therefore, become free from desire for the fruits of your action and perform appropriate action for his satisfaction only. That's Bhagavad Gita 3:9. The way to become free from attachments to the results of action is to perform all karma as yajna, as a sacrifice for the satisfaction of Vishnu. This is the art of karma yoga, through which one achieves freedom from the bondage of karma, and gradually develops his eternally perfect Bhagavad Bhakti. For this reason, karma yoga is also known as Nishkam karma. Karma yoga is also known as Nishkam karma yoga. Nishkam refers to that karma which is free from the desire to satisfy one's own senses. In other words, it refers to offering the fruits of one's action to Bhagavan rather than enjoying them oneself. To maintain our lives, we must all accumulate wealth according to our capacity. Money is exchanged for goods, which, when transformed into our food, keeps us alive. If we do not eat properly, we cannot maintain our body. And if we do not maintain our body, we cannot gather foodstuffs. It is difficult to ascertain which of these is the cause and which is the effect. However, if they are both considered to be each other's cause and effect, they can be described in one word: karma chakra, the cycle of action and reaction. In our movement through our karma chakra, birth after birth, we wander from universe to universe. By the mercy of Bhagavan, Sadhu, and Guru, any fortunate jiva roaming throughout the universes in this way can understand that his condition is miserable. By acting according to their directions, he can endeavor to become free from worldly attachment. We are all eternal entities. Therefore, we have endeavored for eternal happiness and peace since time immemorial. To obtain the fleeting peace and happiness of this mundane world is not our objective. However, we simply change bodies from one birth to the next as we wander throughout the 14 worlds. We do not realize our plight, and we spill so much blood just for 10 to 20 years of temporary peace and happiness. The bliss we search for through our demoniac propensities can never give us peace, because we do not know where peace lies. Prahlad Maharaj has explained, Nate vidu swarga katim hi Vishnum. Persons who are trapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life and have therefore accepted as their leader or guru a blind man like themselves who is attached to external sense objects, cannot understand that the ultimate goal of their lives is indeed Vishnu. That is a quote from Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.31. We sit in the boat of this material body and mind and search for our selfish motives, but we are just floating aimlessly in this material ocean. Instead of reaching any shore, we receive pushes and blows, and thus we conclude, there is no rest for man in the dispensation of providence. If we knew that Vishnu is the shore of our material existence, and that he is our ultimate destination, we would not suffer. There's a song in the Yamuna Bhavavali by Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī. Do I have it open? If I already have it open, then we can see it. Beautiful song. Well, it's right here. Yeah, it is open. Okay. Let's see. Sure. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī, this is based on Stotraratna verse 24. The verse says, "O Ananta, I've been drowning for so long in the depths of the ocean of material existence and have at last reached you, as if arriving at the shore. Now you too, O Bhagavan, have obtained this most excellent candidate for your compassion. That's the Stotaratna verse by Yamunacharya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, oh, and when Advaita Acharya Srinivas Thakur and other devotees from Bengal arrived in Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu greeted them one by one. Upon addressing Shivananda Sain, he said, from the very beginning, you have had deep anurag for me. Then, overwhelmed with prem, Shivananda Sain offered prostrated obeisances and with a choked voice recited this verse about you have found the perfect recipient for your compassion. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, O Hari, as a result of my own faulty deeds, I have fallen into the ocean of material existence, and for a long time I have been floundering. I keep swimming and swimming, but I never reach the shore. This ocean of worldly existence is endlessly vast. As I sank, I cried out in distress, someone, please rescue me. At that very moment, you appeared. I recognized you as the shore itself, and the seed of hope sprouted within me. You are Hari, full of compassion, and now you have found me, who am surely the ideal object of your mercy. This contemptible Bhakti Vinod will never let you go, O compassionate Lord, for you have at last found one truly fit to receive your grace. There's also another one like that here. Anyways, there are two songs anyways, but let's continue on. So, but if we knew that Vishnu is the shore of our material existence and that he is our ultimate destination, we would not suffer. However, we do not know this, and so Bhagavan Shri Krishna has instructed that it is obligatory to perform work for the sake of yajna, that is, for the pleasure of Vishnu. The Rig Veda has also given us this instruction. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padang Sada Pashyanti Suraya. The pure devotee always beholds the supreme abode of Bhagavan Shri Vishnu, just as the unobstructed eye sees the sun within the sky. Therefore, those who are Suraya, that is, who have attained the nature of the Devas, always understand that the lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme destination, and that to perform karma for the pleasure of Vishnu alone is the highest undertaking by which one can attain freedom from attachment to the results of karma. Man must accept the lotus feet of Vishnu as the goal if he wants to become free from the cycle of karma. If he does not do this, he must become an asura. Those who have taken shelter of the system of Varnashram Dharma, or Sanatan Dharma, have become known as Hindus. Their ancestors, especially those who are of the higher castes such as Brahman, Kshatriya, or Vaishya, all used to place their service to Vishnu at the center of their activities, and in this way they would go about maintaining their lives. And within the ashrams, especially the Grihastha ashram, persons would daily perform yajna in the form of Vishnu seva in their homes. Even now, many devoted Grihasthas do this. Yajna is only performed when one performs all of his activities for the pleasure of Vishnu. When one only earns money for Vishnu seva, exchanges that money for foodstuffs, cooks that foodstuffs for the sole satisfaction of Vishnu, and then respects the prasadam remnants of that offering, then yajna is performed. Everyone can apply this method in all circumstances and in all aspects of their lives. If we perform every action for the sole satisfaction of the Lord of everything, who is our cherished destination, we will become freed from the bondage of action. We should not oppose the development of karma, but rather we should execute it for the sole satisfaction of Vishnu. Learned sages have said, Mukti Vishnu Nagri Labha. Attaining the lotus feet of Vishnu is mukti. Anyways, I think there's a mistake in that Sanskrit, but by performing action for the satisfaction of Vishnu, one's own satisfaction is fulfilled. This indeed is the gradual path of karma yoga. Furthermore, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has explained the result of such karma. If one does not work with the aim of yajna, or satisfying Vishnu, all of his activities will give rise to the poison or sin that creates havoc throughout the world. Now this is Bhagavad Gita 3:13. It says, Yagya Shishtashina Santo Muchyante Sarvakil Vishay Bhunjate Te Tvagam Papa Ye Pachantyatmakaranat. Saintly persons who accept the remnants of yajna become free from all sins. But those who cook grains and other foodstuffs for their own sake are sinful and certainly partake of sin. This method of Vishnu Seva demonstrates how to execute activities to maintain the body. A person who performs apparently sinful action will be absolved from all types of bondage if he accepts the prasadam, the remnants of yajna of Bhagavan Vishnu. We may diligently and strictly adhere to the path of non-violence, but the cycle of karma in which we are revolving imperceptibly forces us to perform many sins. We commit sins in business dealings, in dealings with people in general, in daily activities, and especially in political activities. Although we talk about non-violence, there is practically no way to live without it. And although we refrain from all kinds of sinful activities, we cannot free ourselves from performing panchashuna, the 5 types of sin. While walking on the streets, we are compelled to destroy the lives of countless ants, although not wanting to do so. We kill many living entities as we clean the house, grind food grains, store water pots, and light fires. In this way, while performing our daily activities of eating and moving, we are forced to harm innocent living entities and destroy them. Willingly or unwillingly, we incur sin. We are bound by the whims of our minds, and thus the path of non-violence we have adopted will convenience some, but inconvenience others. To be continued. This is translated from Sri Gaudiya Patrika 112, February 1950. So it seemed like every month he was publishing one of these Bhagavāner Kathā articles. I have 10% battery left, so maybe we should just start reading about Devananda Pandit now. Yeah. I just want to get a sneak preview of what we'll read next time. What's the next article? Oops, that's the one I just had opened. 1 second. Next one will be this issue, 2003. And I don't think we've published the later Bhagavāner Kathā articles, but I hear that it goes like very high into Raganuga Bhakti, so it was all like leading up to Raganuga Bhakti, and it's like very rasik. But Śrīla Prabhupāda didn't just jump into the high topics, but he gradually made his way up. Maybe Srivas translated them. There. So here's Bhagavāner Kathā 5. This is what we'll read next time. The best and only diet for curing the multiple diseases caused by nescience is the remnants of sacrifice offered to Bhagavat Prasad. And the greatest medicine is to surrender oneself completely to him. So we'll continue reading from this next time. Alright. What am I opening up? Oh yeah, we're going to look at this beautiful book by Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī Maharaj, Sri Chaitanya and his associates. Let me just find it. Yeah. So we're going to find Devananda. There's also that beautiful chapter from Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Puri Goswami Maharaj in the heart of Krishna. But I think that might be a little bit. Okay, so Shri Devananda Pandit. Purananam Arthaveta Shri Devananda Pandita Pura Sinnanda Parishat Pandito Bhagurir Muni. The scholar Devananda Pandit knew the meaning of all the Puranas. Previously, he was Bhaguri Muni, the scholar in Nanda Maharaja's court. That's from Gaur Ganadashtipika 106. And now this is a quote from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhyakanda chapter 21. It says, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's father was named Maheshwar Visharada. Mahaprabhu visited his house, which was situated on an embankment. Devananda Pandit, a peaceful Brahmin who desired liberation, made his home nearby. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 1, it says, the Lord delivered Devananda Pandit in the town of Kulia. According to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Kulia was a suburb of Navadip, situated on the west bank of the Ganga. At that time, the central part of the town of Navadip, also known as Mayapur, was situated on the eastern bank of the river. The modern city of Navadip stands on the site of Kulia, which is known as the place where offenses are forgiven, Aparad Bhajanir Pat. Proof of this is found in the old names of many neighborhoods, such as Kolarganj, Kolardaha, and Gadkalikol. So that was Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and his Gaudiya Bhashya to Chaitanya Bhagavat 2998. And Devananda Gaudiya Mat, my Param Gurudev's Samadhi place, and Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj's Samadhi, they have a huge festival on this day. Because Devananda Gaudiya Mat was named after Devananda Pandit, because it's Aparad Bhajan Upat. Each of the 9 islands of Navadip Dham represents one of the 9 types of devotional service. Koladvip is the island of service to the Lord's lotus feet, Pada Sevana. The word Kol has been distorted in the popular speech as Kulia. The word Kol also means a boar, Varaha. The Lord This is from Bhakti Ratnakar 12, 2000. This is Visharada's embankment. Here the Lord met Devananda Pandit. He chastised him for the offense he had committed to Srivas Pandit, which caused him to repent. From the above evidence from Chaitanya Bhagavat, it's clear that Devananda Pandit's house was somewhere near the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's. Indicated that his school, his toll, was situated somewhere in Kulia village. Devananda's offense. Devananda Pandit was a scholar and an ascetic who had been indifferent to the world from an early age. Although he had won a reputation for his erudition, he nevertheless had no feeling of devotion to Krishna, and so failed to understand that bhakti is the ultimate purport of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Being a mumukshu, or one who seeks impersonal liberation, moksha, Devananda Pandit praised dry austerities and renunciation, and did not speak devotional purports to Srimad Bhagavatam. One day, Srivas Pandit came to hear a Bhagavatam recital at Devananda Pandit's house. As he listened to the text of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srivas Pandit became absorbed in a mood of loving devotion and started to cry. Devananda Pandit's faithless disciples threw him out of the assembly for causing a disturbance. Since Devananda Pandit did not object to the action of his students, he was responsible for their offense to a devotee. For this reason, Mahaprabhu was thus angry with him. The Lord said, "Whoever recites Srimad Bhagavatam without glorifying devotional service is an ignorant fool who knows nothing. This rascal recites Srimad Bhagavatam and never mentions bhakti. I will go and tear up his manuscript. Just watch me." That's from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, chapter 21, verses 20 to 20. Thakur comments on this verse as follows. He says, when those birds they become completely indifferent to the service of the Lord. When they identify this indifference as the ultimate goal of life, they become a source of great displeasure to the Lord, even though he is by nature supremely merciful. Satisfaction and informs us that this attitude of the non-devotee is not only unnecessary, but reprehensible. It also indicates that both the acts of enjoying and renouncing the fruits of material actions are improper. The devotees find great satisfaction in seeing the Lord become angry in this way. Devananda gains faith in the Lord. Some time after Devananda Pandit committed this offense to Srivas Pandit, Mahaprabhu passed near his house and saw that he was engaged in giving a discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam. He became angry and rebuked him severely for his lack of faith in the Vaishnavas. Just as blasphemy of the devotees makes one deprived of the Lord's mercy and destined for downfall, glorifying them and engaging in their service is the best way to find the mercy of the Lord and become freed from all sinful and offensive activity. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda chapter 3. Mahaprabhu says, "Listen, Brahman, if you want to be cured after consuming poison, you must ingest ambrosia through the very same mouth that took the poison. In this way, not only will the poison be digested, but your body will become immortal through the ambrosia's divine power." Through great good fortune, Mahaprabhu's dear associate Vakreshwar Pandit came to stay at Devananda Pandit's house. Because Devananda took excellent care of Vakreshwar Pandit, Mahaprabhu softened towards him. Previously, Devananda Pandit had been completely lacking faith in the Lord. But when he heard of Mahaprabhu's glories from Vakreshwar Pandit, his attitude changed. Through the association of the Lord's devotee, he began to develop a taste for pure devotional service. Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī Thakur writes in this regard, said, "For Devananda Pandit of Kulia, the fruit of service to the Vaishnavas was faith in Mahaprabhu's lotus feet." Vakreshwar Pandit's visit to his house was a source of this auspiciousness. Although Devananda Pandit was a smarta, he was a great scholar. He studied nothing but the Srimad Bhagavatam. He believed in God and had control of his senses. All he lacked was faith in Mahaprabhu. By the grace of Vakreshwar Pandit, this faulty intelligence was wiped away, and he became a believer in Lord Gaurasundar. And now this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 10. It says, Devananda was a scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam, but it was through Vakreshwar's mercy that he was able to understand its meaning from Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu told Devananda to explain Srimad Bhagavatam in terms of devotional service. It was Devananda Pandit's great fortune that he was able to receive the mercy of the Lord in the form of a chastisement. Now this is a quote from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Khanda chapter 21. It says, Devananda Pandit was a great pious soul, for Mahaprabhu verbally punished him. The chastisement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the greatest pious act. Even if one should die as a result of the Lord's punishment, he still goes to Vaikuntha. Devananda Pandit received this mercy due to living in Kulia, or Koladweep, the place where offenses are forgiven. Gopal Chapal was also forgiven his offenses in Kulia. And I found out Gopal Chapal became Devaki Nandan Das. You know that song that we sing, Vrindavana Basi Jota Vaishnaviragan? That was actually Gopal Chapal. Devananda Pandit's disappearance day is celebrated on the Krishna Akadashi of the month of this is a month Kosha right now. So yeah, today's a Krishna Akadashi. Alright, so that is our reading for today. I have 2% battery, just enough time to do a short Jaidvani and end our program. So, alright. This is a couple Maha mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai, Shri Rupano Gaudiya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Bhaktivedānta Svāmī Prabhupāda ki Jai, all his Bhagavāner Kathā Jai, Jai Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Svāmī ki Jai, his beautiful book Shri Chaitanya and his associates ki Jai, Jai Shri Devananda Pandit ki Jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirobha Titi ki Jai. Let me look at the calendar again for these personalities. Oh my god, I'm at 1% battery. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Bhudev Shoti Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirobha Titi ki Jai, Jai Shri Bhakti Mayuk Bhagavat Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirobha Titi ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Bhakti Prakash Aranya Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Tadiya Shubha Tirobha Titi ki Jai, all the associates of Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, and all the followers and disciples of those associates ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Jai Shri Akadashi Titi ki Jai, Akadashi Titi Palan Karibhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. I'm at 0% battery now. Dandavat pranams everybody. I can't say all your names because my computer's about to go out. So pranams everybody. See you all tomorrow. Hari Bol. Thank you so much for joining.